Good morning, colleagues. Well, it is an incredible honor to be joined this morning by Juan Naula, who has started a movement here in the city of Los Angeles, born out of seeing the incredible need that we know that so many of us see throughout the city, the illegal dumping or the lack of respect that happens in our streets, where there's just trash strewn across our neighborhoods. Rather than complain about it, he decided to do something about it. And Juan is remarkable because he's built a movement in Los Angeles that has gone viral on social media. He originally from Ecuador, lived in Virginia for a little over 20 years. Came to Los Angeles a little over 14 months ago and began this movement. He saw a need and filled a need. And he's been doing it across neighborhoods throughout our region for the last 14 months. For last year. Yes, for last year. And it's been remarkable. I started seeing the viral content, just the frustration and seeing the trash in neighborhoods and deciding to do something about it. And it's been wonderful to see. And I was sharing with Juan, you know, as a native Angelino, as someone who proudly grew up here in the city of Los Angeles, I was sharing with him about how my Saturdays, I remember when my mom and dad would, we'd get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, if my dad was off duty, and we'd get up, and it was all the chores that we had to do. It was mowing the lawn, raking the leaves, but I remember it was that square head shovel that we used to have to take to the gutter to get all the gook and the leaves, and very Tom LaBonge-esque, before Tom LaBonge. But we used to have to, we'd get up, and my sister and I, we'd have to do all the chores and clean up the frontage of our street. Now, we didn't have a street sweeper that came to Arleta in our neighborhood, but we had a sense of pride about our neighborhood, and we had a sense of duty about what our neighborhood was going to look like by our own hand. And that's what this was about. This is about the city is never going to take care of every little nook and cranny of our streets. It's just not going to happen. But it's a sense of personal responsibility and personal pride for our communities and mutual respect of one another, that we care enough to make sure that our city is cleaner and safer for our families, for our kids. And that's what your movement has been about. You have inspired incredible change and transformed the idea of personal responsibility and seeing it and doing something about it. And it's for that reason that I reached out to Juan, I think it was back in November or so that I reached out to him, and I just said, I'd love to bring you into council. I'd love to recognize you for what you've done, because you've really built a beautiful movement. And I love seeing everyday Angelinos or folks from around Southern California just meet up to be part of your Mingas, your community effort, to come together and just do something about it. And that's what this is about. This is about inspiring change by action, not words. What a concept. And so I am so proud to have you here and want to thank you for being part of the change, because that's what it's about. That's what it's about. And so I wanted to provide some context. Back in our colleagues in 2021, there was a report by the city controller that talked about the surge of illegal dumping that was happening in our city. And it was an increase of over 450% increase of illegal dumping that was happening in our communities. And so sadly, we know that there are a number of neighborhoods that have to fend for themselves, because we don't have the equitable distribution of resources that helps to make sure that every single nook and cranny of our neighborhoods are cared for. So that's what made Juan's movement so remarkably special. He's organized more than 300 cleanups across our city, just on his own. Engaged over 250 volunteers, from students to families, and successfully removed more than 4,000 bags of trash from our streets and our parks. And, 311, all those things, yes, we provide the tools to make sure that our services are accessible. But sometimes we just got to figure out how to take matters into our own hands and inspire the change in our own neighborhoods to make sure that people see their role in helping to care for our community and to care for one another. And so you've helped to really restore that sense of pride, that sense of community by your action, not your words. And it's for that reason that I'm very proud to have you here in council. I love your videos. You know, as someone we do a lot of before and after videos on our own efforts to clean our streets, to power wash the sidewalks, all of that work. But to see you do it, and to have filmed it on his own. By the way, all his videos he's done on his own. I thought he had a social media team. He doesn't. No. He's just done it all on his own, and I think it's been absolutely remarkable. So, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, I present to you the founder of CleanLAwithMe LA. CleanLAwithMe, excuse me. CleanLAwithMe, Juan Naula.
Wow, when I started this one back in November, I never thought I was going to be here. So I want to thank to LA for everything. LA had to give me so much. They helped me to, the more important in my life, my son, that's 11 months. And LA helped me to have my son still alive. So back in November, I started cleaning. I had no plan. I have only trash bags, gloves, and my hands. And when I got here, I said, I want to be part of the solution, not the problem. Because I see so many people just complain. When you complain, you don't fix things. You fix things with actions. I have a lot of things to say, and I want to help. The city has to do something, because I'm not going to be able to do it myself. I know I'm doing a lot. I love this city. I think LA is one of the best cities in the world, but we need to do a lot, because seeing trash in LA city, streets, parks, alleys, it looks like third world country. And I come from Ecuador, and my city is very clean. I come from Virginia, it's very clean, but we have to do the work together. And I'm not going to be able to do it myself, but please, I have a lot of complaints with 311 up, LA sanitation, and other people who is in charge to picking up trash. Please, when I make a request, the all I'm asking is just come and pick up the trash. I'm not asking anything else, because I'm not going to stop doing it. I want to see a change. Again, I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution. And I invite all the council members to do mingas with me on Saturdays and at different places, the city, because this is a beautiful place. This is something that I haven't seen in other places. So I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep doing it. Again, this is a huge for me, because I never thought I was going to be here. Thank you so much for having me here. Hopefully this is not the first or the last time I want to be here. Hopefully we can make a change. I don't want to be picking up trash for the rest of my life. So 2 years, I want to see a change. I'm here to do a change. This is not about social media. This is not about likes. Like I see some people say I'm doing this because of likes. No, this is not about likes. This is not about social media. This is about LA. It's not even about me. It's about LA. The city has to do something. I want to see a change, hopefully in less than 2 years. World Cup is about 4 months away. Olympics is about 3 years. And are we really want to show the world that like this? This is my question for you. You want to present this city to the world? Because I'm not going to stop. I'm going to start filming all the trash, and I'm going to show the world how dirty we are. I want to see a change, and I am serious about this. In 2 years, I do want to see a change. And hopefully in 2 years, I can stop doing this and doing something else. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Juan, and I'm going to make sure that we walk you around the horseshoe and you get every deputy's phone number, so that if you do a cleanup in someone's area, you're going to coordinate with OCB and sanitation to make sure the trash is picked up so that it doesn't get blown up and thrown back all over the street after your efforts.
Yes,
But I know that happens. I've seen your videos. Yes.
All right, Councilmember Jurado.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Rodriguez, for recognizing Juan and his work with Clean LA with me. Your work goes beyond cleaning streets. You're so self-motivated. You're such a sweet, hardworking person, and it's the kind of things where when we're heading into a hard budget season, we know we can't do it alone as a city, and community meets us where we're at, and you are going above and beyond to help us out. And so when we met on Wednesday, you shared the meaning of the word minga, which means community work in your language, in your native language at that. And it means like when communities come together to build a bridge or something like that. But for you, this means community coming together to work for the benefit of their community by cleaning it up. So I think it's so awesome, and I'm excited because tomorrow morning in Boyle Heights, we'll be with Juan at 9:30, partnering with Proyecto Pastoral to do a cleanup at 135 North Mission Road to really make this come into a reality. He wants to do 52 cleanups in the next year, so this is the second Minga of the year. And so colleagues, let's get a Minga in all the districts like Councilmember Rodriguez said. Thanks, Juan. Thanks, Councilmember.
Thank you.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Councilmember Rodriguez, for bringing in Juan. Juan, thank you for all your work with Clean LA with me. And I heard you talk about 311, and I chair the Public Works Committee, and we're going to be having a joint meeting with, it's a special joint meeting with Government Operations. Councilmember Rodriguez, I believe you're on that committee as well. No, you're not on that one? Nope. Well, maybe someone
But
can
it's
stop.
on my motion. It's on my motion, so it's all good.
Well, it's okay. But this meeting, we're going to be discussing 311 and the updates and changes and corrections that we need to make to the app so that the delivery of city services is much more fluid. So if you have time, please come on by. This is going to be February 3rd at a special joint meeting between Government Ops and the Public Works Committee so that we can get 311 to do it, not to function properly. But I would just want to say a shout out to BSS, Bureau of Sanitation, Bureau of Street Services, the folks who pick up the trash, fill the potholes, fix the streets, and everybody in between. They do a phenomenal job. We just got to make sure that the communication works.
Yeah, because I have a lot of recommendations for 311 app.
Then I'll see you there February 3rd. Thank you. Thank you.
Councilmember Park.
Thank you, Council President. Councilwoman Rodriguez, thank you so much for the presentation today. And Juan, thank you really, truly, for all of the work that you have been doing around this city. We have all been following you on socials and seeing what you're doing, and you really have launched a movement, and almost more importantly, you are creating an education campaign around a very real problem facing our city. And I think it's also a really important reminder as we head into what inevitably is going to be another difficult budget cycle, that our focus on core services, keeping our streets clean and safe and clear, has got to remain a top of mind priority. I'll also just add that as the current caretaker of our West Side Coastal District for the city of Los Angeles, the impacts that we see on our environment from this unmitigated trash disaster is very real. The impact on our dolphins, our fish, our seals and sea lions, our birds, the coastline is absolutely horrific. It's the recipient of all of that trash and pollution and garbage and debris that moves through our gutters and storm drains and our waterways right out to the ocean. So colleagues, I hope that as we move into these discussions about prioritizing our funding and city services, we are really focusing on this. Juan, thank you for spotlighting this issue here in the city.
My pleasure.
Excuse me. Thank you so much, Juan. As the council members said, we all follow your work and follow the spirit and the energy that you have for our cities and our neighborhoods. And so we're so grateful for what you have done, and we're looking forward to your recommendations to us as a city for how we can do things better. And so thank you so much for all the work that you've done. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Go ahead. You have something to say?
Yeah, I have a lot of recommendations for many things. So, as you know, I know about technology, so I have a lot of experience in that too. That many things has to come in the app to make easier not for me, because for me it's easy to use now, but there's many people that don't know how to use the app, so that has to work to make easier for the neighbors. So I can do the recommendations. But thank you. I feel like I'm born here in LA, so I don't want to move from here. So you're going to see me here forever, I think.
Awesome. Well, Juan, I want to thank you as a super user of 311, as someone who's identified what some of the shortcomings are that need to be corrected. I look forward to the conversation on that 311 app. You know, sometimes you just don't fix what isn't broken, and sadly, whatever transpired with 311, that now has to get corrected. But I look forward to making sure that this government actually works for someone like you and someone like, you know, everybody. It should work for everybody seamlessly. If you call, you should get a response. It should be responsive to your needs. The reality is a clean LA is a safe LA. And so it's incredibly important that our systems are being responsive to our constituents, not just you as a super user, but anybody across the city, whether they're calling for a bulky item pickup, or, you know, just reporting a pothole or anything else. We need to make sure that there is integrity and trust in the system and that it's responsive to the needs of the people. But I want to thank you so much for inspiring a movement, for taking Instagram by storm. You've done an incredible job, and knowing that you did it all on your own is pretty phenomenal. So colleagues, again, on behalf of the City of Los Angeles, I want to recognize Clean LA with Me. Juan, thank you so much for your work. We're really proud of you, and thank you for coming to our city and for inspiring this movement and change.
Thank you so much. This is beautiful, and let's work together to have a clean LA, okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. All right, Madam Clerk, Mr. City Attorney, I believe we're prepared to go to public comment.